Good day. This is Mbulelo Mayigana from Contemporary Conversations. Contemporary Conversations is a platform where we seek to engage the society on a number of topics, and in particular topics that seek to build the society. And the focus in terms of the platform, we sort of look at human beings just like a bird. We normally look at a bird and say the bird needs two wings in order for it to fly. That means that both wings need to be functioning in order for the bird to fly. And when it comes to human beings, therefore, we can actually say human beings also, just like birds, they need two aspects of their lives to be functioning well in order for them to be happy and be able to have positive mental wellness. That would mean the psychosocial side of their life needs to be functioning well, and also the career and the material side also needs to be functioning well in order for them to have positive mental wellness. So the talks that we do at Contemporary Conversations therefore focus on both the psychosocial side of human beings and also the career and the material side of a human being. Now, you will find that we tackle various topics. We don't just tackle one topic. We tackle various topics, and therefore, don't be surprised that, okay, we sort of post different topics from time to time where we sort of talk about different issues, including maybe some of the challenges that we might be facing as a society. We also write books. We also do videos and podcasts and documentaries. All these can be available for a limited period to our YouTube channel, and I believe that the society can actually gain quite a lot by listening to and watching our videos that on our YouTube channel, Contemporary Conversations. The topic that I would like to talk about today, which has received a number of responses and also, in fact, a huge response from people, particularly on the social media, where I posted a clip related to the challenges of step parenting and blended families. And thank you very much for from the people that have responded and sort of gave their comments as to what do they think. And for people that have not seen the clip, in fact, the entire podcast around the challenges related to step parenting can be found also on our YouTube channel. And like I said, you can go and watch the entire podcast. It has got episodes. Just watch all the episodes, and I think you will learn more in terms of what we were talking about around the challenges related to step parenting and blended families. I personally believe that we can stem the tide in relation to the percentage of people that find themselves in step parenting and blended families if we were to deal with some of the challenges that we have in society. We have a huge percentage of people and young people that are in step parenting situations in terms of maybe their fathers and their mothers being in blended families and the challenges that are there. And one of the challenges that I think is sort of taking us to, have these challenges around step parenting and blended families is the presence of single parent households in terms of South Africa, and the statistics are actually very high. I mean, if you look in terms of South Africa, we have a percentage that is not matched by what is happening in other societies throughout the world in terms of single parents. And we do need to find out and we do need to investigate as to what is it that we're doing wrong that results in a society wherein we have such a huge percentage of single um, parent households. In South Africa, for instance, we have, if I can give you the stats, we have about 41.8 households that are actually single female headed households. And it's not like, for instance, the males are dead. No, they are around. They're still around. But you have this huge percentage of females that are actually heading households, and they have to go to work in the morning and endure some of the challenges that they would find at work, and then they need to come back home, and they have no time because they're very tired. They have no time to interact with the kids, and kids actually grow up without proper supervision because of the fact that we're a society that has sort of redefined what parenthood is. Now we now have single-headed households. I am not in any way putting this as a way of judging people and judging the society. I'm just stating things as they are. And coupled with the high percentage of single headed female households is also the issue of poverty. We have a challenge in terms of poverty and also unemployment. If you look, for instance, in terms again of South Africa, we have unemployment rate of about 41% amongst females in terms of the black community. In other words, about 41% of females within the black community are unemployed. And you ask yourself, where do they get the resources to actually raise the kids? Because again, black females account for more in terms of them being people that are heading, their households compared to other groups. 41% of black females are unemployed, and really they're struggling. And there's a question as to what is it that is happening within our society. I understand that obviously the entire society is facing a problem in terms of unemployment, but I believe that women mostly bear the brunt in terms of when it comes to raising kids. And if they don't have the resources to raise the kids, then what is it that they use in order to be able to raise the kids? And how do these kids manage to be raised to become responsible members of the society? And the black community, especially black females, are followed by a colored community where 29.9% of colored females are also unemployed. And they are also facing similar challenges to challenges that are faced by black females, compared to 22.4% of Indian females, and lastly, about 8.2% of white females. So we have a challenge in terms of South Africa, and I think the podcast where we deal with the challenges of step parenting and blended families needs to be looked at in and contrasted with the statistics that I've just given you, where there is extreme hardships that is faced by people within the society, especially females, because in most instances, males just go out of the house or leave the family or leave the relationship and leave the kids with the females to actually raise. So females actually are the ones that bear the brunt in terms of, or I sort of burdened with the hardships of raising the kids alone. And over and above that, they do not have the resources that are required to actually raise the kids. And I think this is a conversation that needs to be done or that needs to be had, where males, ask themselves as to what is it that is really happening in terms of the black community, and the other communities obviously also face the same thing. But this is one problem that is faced mostly by the black community, and it is something that I think does contribute to some of the social challenges and social ills that we're experiencing. Marriage is a fading tradition in terms of South Africa. I am not in any way saying that people need to be married in order for them to be able to raise their kids together. And there are people that actually live together and they're not married and they're able to raise the kids together. But the majority, we find that those people, for instance, end up separating, and again the kids suffer, and they are then taken over from one family to the next in terms of step parenting and blended families, and messing them up mentally in the process. And I think this is something that we also need to look at. Now, we have I mean, if you look at statistics in terms of South Africa, we have 20, almost 23% of kids that do not even live with both parents, let alone just living maybe with one parent. We have kids that do not live with both parents, about 23% in terms of the total population. And again, the biggest percentage in terms of this is amongst the black community. And it is something that we need to look at. And people might, yes, blame maybe the past and say historically apartheid resulted in situation wherein there was labor migration and therefore parents had to leave kids with their grandparents and then go and work. Yes, that is a valid point. But I think we are, I'm not sure, close to 30 years in terms of our democracy. Yes, we're not yet 30 years, but we cannot keep on, blaming the past. What is it that we're doing in terms of redressing and sort of making things better? Because we are talking about future citizens of the country. We're talking about people that need to take up the baton and also focus at driving the economy of the country and also ensuring that we continue to exist as a people. What is it that they are getting in the absence of guidance from parents, and also redefining what family means in terms of single parents and also in terms of um, um, step parenting and blended families. And again, I am not putting this in a way of criticizing, but it is just a way of sharing some of the challenges, because I think in the past posts that I have posted, I've spoken about some of the challenges that we have as a society. And at Contemporary Conversations, we believe that we need to look at the root causes of some of these challenges and not talk about how these challenges are actually happening in terms of the society only, but we want to look at the root causes. What are the root causes of some of these challenges? And what is it that can be done in terms of dealing with some of the root causes of these challenges? So I'm happy, therefore, with people that have been interacting with us at Contemporary Conversations based on the Step Parenting and Blended Families podcast that we did. And I encourage people that have not yet watched the podcast to go to our YouTube channel, and you will be able to sort of get some more information and content in terms of what we are suggesting and things that we're saying around step parenting and blended families. Thank you.